Okay. Have any of you in this room read really important message, but you had no idea what to do with it? Please raise your hands. Thanks. I see some people from my team. I hope it wasn't an email from me. If I'm the writer, I believe that it's my responsibility to make sure that my writing is easy to understand. My name is Michał Poczwardowski, and I work as a staff engineering manager here at NetGuru. My topic to today, already said that to Philip, but it's clear writing, clear thinking, my observations on writing, and its influence on thinking. I have my own definition of writing at work, which is transfer of thoughts from one brain to another. Just think about this for a moment. We are taking this vast network of connections inside our brains, and we put them word by word and sentence by sentence in a written form, and then someone else needs to read it and recreate the structures inside the brains. It is complicated. And today I will give you advice on how to make this process better. My journey with improving my writing started 5 years ago when I stopped being a full-time developer and I became a manager. And right now I work directly with 5 different teams. It's almost 80 people. So any miscommunication influences quite a big group. I communicate a lot. I prepare presentations, describe processes. Basically, that's a big chunk of my work and what I do at work. So I wanted to improve my writing. I started with writing book reviews, and book reviews helped me both to digest what I read, but also discover my own takeaways from books. But how else might my writing be beneficial? And this quote from co-founder of Y Combinator, Paul Graham, got me thinking. Writing doesn't just communicate ideas, but it generates them. I'm an avid learner, and I love improve what I do at work especially, so I did an experiment. No Slack, no Wi-Fi, no phone, just an offline document and full screen focus every day for half an hour for a month. And here's my takeaways. I was writing just mostly for myself, so any random thoughts, decisions, life experiences, book reviews. Here's the first takeaway. Writing does not just communicate ideas to others, but also to our future selves. Think about this for a moment. For the vast majority of human history, we weren't able to read our own thoughts. Now we can, and reflection is where learning happens. And reading what I had in mind a month before was really revealing. And the second takeaway was that writing my ideas down helped me to explore them. For example, last September, where we were doing salary process for our teams, writing down all the rules for our leaders helped me to communicate them afterwards. And today, before making any important decision, I write it down first. So I fully agree with what Paul Graham wrote. Encourage you to try it, play a bit with your writing, experiment with it. Maybe you will find a topic that you can talk about during the next Burning Mind conference, because this is what happened to me. So during this experiment of writing every day for a month, I was also writing about writing. And the third takeaway came as a result of this experiment. And this is framework for writing at work. It consists of 3 steps: prep, tell, remove. Let's practice. Let's practice together. The first step is prep, which is preparation. A lot of fog here. I can't really see you. It's a lot of fog here. Anyway, first step is preparation. So before we even start, we have to think about why we started writing and what is our goal, what we would like to achieve when we write. And then we look at the other side of the story, and in this case, much more important, our readers and what the context is, but also to make sure that this process of transferring thoughts is successful, we have to know our audience. Whether they are technical or non-technical, they are new to the organization or seasoned employees. For example, it's perfectly fine to run a garbage collector for someone who's technical, as example, instead of removing, because technical people knows what does it mean. But for the rest of the world, just stick to remove. And prep is here to be aware of our boundaries as writers. And FYI, garbage collection is a process of freeing allocated and no longer used memory in our software, so technical people knows about it. The second step, second is tell. And by telling, I mean that we should write as we speak. Because when we are speaking, we are using much simpler and less complicated words. I have to confess something. In the past, I enjoyed appearing somewhat more intelligent than I truly am, but using sophisticated language doesn't help with that. It's all about our readers and good communication, not about us. And this is someone who is truly brilliant. This is Richard Feynman, American theoretical physicist. And he said that if you are able to explain a complex topic to an 8-year-old, it means that you really understand it. And in this case, you need to use really simple language. In this case, it's about writing and teaching, but it corresponds with writing as well. And that's how we should transfer our thoughts. Here's a fancy message I was planning to send. AI-powered assistant system availability tailored to bolster the capabilities of our esteemed developers. What is wrong with this sentence? Would you say something like this during casual conversation with your friends? So remember, the second step was tell, so we should write as we speak. So how about this? Every developer at NetGuru has an access to AI-powered Copilot, which, by the way, is true for us. The first step is garbage collection, removing. And by removing, we just have to literally remove what's unnecessary. Imagine I'm writing this right now. So using simple words while writing does not reflect a simple mind. In fact, in reality, it's quite different. It's the opposite. Now, just pause for a moment and look at all the words that might be unnecessary, in your opinion. We don't have much time, so here are my subjective picks. I won't ask you what these words were. So these are my subjective picks. Just highlight them, remove them, and that's what we've got. Simple words do not reflect a simple mind. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I'm the author, I was the writer, it's what I wanted to say. Even every day, using Slack, before clicking this green button, I always pause, or usually, maybe not always, but usually pause and remove all the unnecessary words that might be removed. I just remove them and then send the message. So, dear Birding Mind audience, please remember that prep, then tell, and remove is my checklist for writing, if anyone asks about it. Prep, then tell, and remove. And that's perfectly fine piece of text, but it looks like a big wall. So remember that if you want, you can always simplify. So here's what I'm offering. writing checklists, prep, tell, remove. If you want to explore more, I would like to recommend the book On Writing Well by William Zinsser. It remains one of the best one of the best guides of writing nonfiction. It's written using simple language, and as author proved, he removed hundreds of words from this book. Actually, as I mentioned, I started improving my writing from book reviews, and actually I started writing book reviews from this very book. So the next time you'll get this hard-to-understand email, just give feedback, point out what context might be missing, and maybe, the author will have the chance to improve that. And remember my definition of writing as transfer of thoughts? I wish you all successful transfer of thoughts, and remember, prep, tell, and then remove. Thank you very much.